Hi everyone, and welcome. Today I wanted to show you an art project that I do that is an adorable shoe. It's made out of double-sided paper. I gave this out last year at Christmas time, and I created a purse with it, which I'll show you in a separate video, maybe later on today or tomorrow. But first I wanted to show you the project to make the shoe. Once I made the shoe, I stuffed it with a trouser sock, knee-high, or you can use a cream to stuff it with. Put it in a nice little cellophane bag, wrap it up, and it's a cute, cute Christmas gift, or just a gift to take to someone. And here, this is it from the side, the back, the front. You can see that. The double-sided paper, so it's a complement on inside the shoe. It's really adorable. Let me show you what you need first. Is in craft stores, all of them have the double-sided paper. It's heavier in weight. It has a complementary pattern on the other side. In my on my blog, I have the template, which you can download. It's in two separate pages because this is more than an 8.5 by 11. So this side you'll only get that, and then this you just cut them out and put them together, scotch tape it, and you'll have your template. I use a stapler. I use a small one. You could use a big one. A glue stick, and you need an embellishment for the front of the shoe, which you can use. I have all different kinds of embellishments. You can buy them in any craft store. And let me show you how to assemble it. The first thing you do is you take your template and you trace it out on your paper, which I've already done. There's one simple trick I wanted to tell you about. Once you trace it out, which I have here, let me remove this, maybe you can see it better. Once you trace it out, what I do is all of the lines that are dashes are folding lines. So on these particular flaps, after I'm done tracing it, I then go back. I don't know if you could see it. Let me see if I can lift it up in the camera, but I drew the lines of the dotted lines. So it's these two flaps, it's these two flaps down here, this heel flap, the two sides, and the other side. So I've drawn lines so that I know where I'm folding it. Now, before you start, you need to decide which is the inside of the shoe and which is the outside of the shoe. And then you draw your lines, and this is exactly how you put it together. So the first thing I do is I fold on these lines, because it's just easier to put it together once you have your folds in the paper. And since it's heavier paper, you should fold it first. Now, there are two dotted lines that run up in here. You don't cut on those lines, so I just kind of eyeball those, but the rest of them I draw in. Okay, so those I've done, and really that's just making the shoe. So I kind of just fold it up on the cut. Okay, so now we have everything folded, and the first thing I do is I do the front of the shoe. You can play with it and see which way you like it to go. I like this, so I take that, I hold it. I don't know if I'm doing it upside down here. And I just staple it together, and I put it where I'm going to put my embellishment so you won't see the staple when it's all done. Okay, so the front of the shoe has been put together. Now what I do is, this is the back of the shoe. This is the incline for your heel. And I just bring it up and I crease it a little bit, just ever so slightly. And if you put all this together, you're going to see the shoe kind of puts itself together. So the next thing I staple is the back. So I put it together, I lift up I don't know if you can see this. I lift up this center so that I can just put it together and staple. So I've put it together, and again, you can go either way. That looks right to me. And I put my little stapler in here, and I staple it. Okay? Then if you turn the shoe upside down, you have these two flaps here. You're going to staple those together to make the rest of the heel. You see that? Otherwise it's open. You need to staple that closed. So again, you're going to take your stapler, you're going to put it in here like this, and you're just going to staple. You don't even see these. Staples are small, that's why I use the little ones. So all that's left now is this piece that's loose. So what I do is I take a glue stick, I take a blank piece of paper, a white piece of paper, I open my glue stick, okay, and I fold this, I stick, in fact I take a piece of paper, I put it inside the shoe where I'm going to use the glue stick so that I can get a good, I can get a lot of glue on that little flap. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. See how I'm gluing this flap in here? I'm just gluing right here, and I don't want it to stick on the shoe, so I just do this, and I get it as far, I go as far down as the flap fold is, and once I do that, then I take this, I press it in, and I start working the flap, and I make sure the flap adheres to the side of the shoe. Okay. And if I feel like I haven't used enough glue, I take a little glue on my finger, and I stick it in the flap, and I press down, and usually that does the trick. And you just hold it for a minute, because glue sticks pretty good. I like fresh glue sticks because they work the best, and they're inexpensive. And there's your shoe. Now the only other thing we have to do now is put a few embellishments on. So there's the shoe. It's adorable. There's the side. And now what I do is I'm going to decide on an embellishment. Now I have, here it is. I have an embellishment right here. This particular one has a, I don't know what these are called. It has a little hook, a little stem through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide, I think this is a good one, because I'm going to use this other embellishment for the purse. So here, I'm just going to take my scissor, the pointy end, I'm going to make a tiny little hole in the shoe, and I'm going to put this through. I'm going to open it up, those little things in the back, and there you go. There's your embellishment in the front of the shoe. So once that's done, you can put a little bow on the back, or you don't have to put a little bow on the back. That's up to you. All you do to put a little bow on the back is you cut a little piece of, let me find my used, you just cut a little piece, fold it, and staple it on the back, and you've got a little bow. It's kind of cute. You can do that, and then it's done. And you've got yourself an adorable little gift. It's very cheap. The paper is usually under $1 when you buy it, and you just here, let me take this, and let me just, did I just put that? Here it is. Now I always use the other side, in other words, the corresponding side to make the bow so that it's different. And you're going to want to stick it on the back, and what I normally do is you need two strands. You need the strand that is going to make the actual bow, and then one to wrap around it. I'll show you that. Let me just get the other piece to wrap around it. And you could play with the designs. Okay, let me just make the bow. This is really an easy, cute little project. And you can do it pretty quickly, which is what I like. It's not a huge investment in time. And okay, so let me see if we can see the bow. There we go. All it is just, I'm just trying to find a spot that's close enough. Can you see that? There you go. All I did was fold it, wrap it around, put the little strip around the center to make it look like a bow. And then I just use a glue stick on the shoe to make it tacky. I put a little on the bow. I stick the bow on the shoe, and again, I hold it. I hold it for just a few minutes, not long at all. Can you see that? And you just allow this to air dry for about a half an hour, and it'll be on there really, really nicely. So that is how you make the shoe. It doesn't take long, and it is absolutely adorable. I hope you've enjoyed this craft, and I will post the template and written instructions on how to do it, and there'll be the template for you to download on my blog so that you can make it. If you have any questions, again, my email address is there if you need to email me a question. Enjoy this. I think they're adorable. Thanks a lot.